Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for waiting. Before we start, we would like to show you a video, India, the preferred investment destination. Please enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Embassy of India welcomes all of you to today's event, India-Japan Partnership, Kyoto. 駐日インド大使館へようこそ。To begin our seminar, I would like to invite His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, for his welcome remarks.
Good afternoon, everybody. Your Excellency, Mr. Takatoshi Nishiwaki, Honorable Governor of Kyoto Prefecture, His Excellency, Mr. Muneshiya Ishida, Chairperson of the Assembly of Kyoto Prefecture, Her Excellency, Ms. Sachiko Koriba, Honorable Member of the House of Representatives of Japan, Mrs. Gitanjali Vikram Kirloskar, Honorable Co-Chair of CII Council for Japan, and Chairperson and MD of Kirloskar Systems Private Limited, Mr. Kazuya Nakajo, Executive Vice President of JETRO, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to welcome His Excellency Mr. Takatoshi Nishiwaki, Governor of Kyoto Prefecture, and a distinguished delegation from Kyoto. I am delighted that this event celebrating India and Japan partnership with a special focus on Kyoto has become a reality. We are here today not just to strengthen our ties, but to also celebrate the long-standing cultural and spiritual connections that unite our two countries. In fact, when I was talking to His Excellency the Governor, I was telling him that in 2014, when Prime Minister Mr. Modi visited Japan, the first city he visited was Kyoto. That shows the connect between our two countries. My visits to Kyoto have been an unforgettable experience for me personally, not just for the beauty of the temples, shrines, and gardens, but for the deep similarities that exist between our two countries. On every visit, I have been reminded of the ancient teachings of Buddhism that traveled from India to Japan centuries ago. This shared heritage is a reminder that the bridges we build today in business, technology, and tourism are deeply rooted in our spiritual and cultural past. Dear friends, in recent years, relationship between our two countries have evolved into a dynamic economic and strategic partnership. Today, we share a special strategic and global partnership focused on shared values, mutual respect, and a common vision for peace and prosperity. Our cooperation extends across multiple sectors, including trade, investment, science and technology, energy, health, space, and defense. Further, we are united in our efforts to ensure peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region, including through initiatives like the Quad. Economic collaboration is a vital part of this partnership. Japan remains one of India's largest investors, with a target of 5 trillion yen in public and private investment by 2027. We are already making great strides towards this goal, which will pave the way for aiming for even more ambitious vision in the future. A part of this vision will be fulfilled by substantially expanding the presence of Japanese companies in India. Currently, there are 1,500 Japanese companies operating in India, but my target is to make it 15,000. The frameworks to enable this are in place. Japan is the only country to have established dedicated industrial townships in India, which offer infrastructure, simplified regulations, and a skilled workforce. We are placing a special emphasis on helping Japanese SMEs enter India and have set up a dedicated cell in the embassy to this end. Dear friends, Kyoto's rich cultural heritage, traditions, and strengths in advanced manufacturing present a unique opportunity for deeper India-Japan collaborations. Today's discussions will focus on several key areas of mutual interest: investments, manufacturing, and even film industry. Investment is an important area for our collaboration. Kyoto is home to world-class firms in sectors like electronics, pharmaceuticals, healthcare, and other advanced technologies. which align well with India's growth trajectory. Companies like Omron, which have their base in Kyoto, already have a presence in India. I would like to encourage more business from Kyoto to explore opportunities in India. Kyoto's reputation as a global cultural capital, drawing millions of tourists each year, also aligns perfectly with India's growing outbound tourism sector. Indian travelers are increasingly seeking new cultural experiences, and Kyoto's temples, shrines, and historical landscapes can offer that. At the same time, India's rich and diverse cultural heritage presents a significant attraction for Japanese tourists. By enhancing connectivity and developing joint tourism initiatives, we can build a strong tourism bridge between our two countries. The film industry also offers great potential for collaboration. Kyoto's stunning landscapes and traditional architecture make it an ideal location for Indian filmmakers. Likewise, India's large film industry can generate opportunities for joint productions and cultural exchange. I'm very happy to mention how popular was RRR movie in Japan. I'm very happy to note that more movies are even made today in Japan with Indian artists and Indian filmmakers. Human resources is another area, an important area. India's young and highly skilled workforce can be valuable asset for Kyoto's industries. I am happy to share with you that during his visit to India, His Excellency Mr. Fukushiro Nukaga, Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives, announced the target of bringing at least 50,000 Indian workers to Japan in the next 5 years. In fact, I was talking to Mrs. Gitanjali Vikram Kirloskar on how do we achieve this target and was very much interested to know the model of Toyota Kirloskar model, which has been a success story in increasing the number of Indian high-end workers in Japan. So we look forward to working with each one of you to see how we can get more and more Indians to come to Japan. Dear friends, once again, I sincerely thank His Excellency Mr. Takatoshi Nishiwaki, Governor of Kyoto Prefecture, and the distinguished delegation, the Speaker of the Assembly, the members of Parliament, and each one of you who have joined us here today to celebrate the Kyoto Prefecture Day at the Indian Embassy. I am sure that this initiative will further strengthen our engagement with the business in the prefecture and take it to new levels. I also extend my gratitude to each one of you who have come together to attend this event today. I'm confident that today's discussions will provide valuable insights into potential collaborations across various sectors between our two countries. Once again, I welcome each one of you here. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Next, may I request His Excellency Mr. Nishiwaki Takatoshi, Honorable Governor of Kyoto Prefecture, to make remarks.
Ladies 皆様、こんにちは。
Ladies and
京都
gentlemen,
市
good
の西
afternoon. I'm Nishiwaki, Governor of Kyoto Prefecture. Today, I'd like to congratulate the Embassy of India in Kyoto for organizing a successful day today. It is the participation of many people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Ambassador Shivi George and the Embassy of India in Japan for their most exchanges between India and Kyoto. As Ambassador mentioned earlier, since the upgrading of India-Japan relations to a special global partnership in 2014, exchanges have deepened in various areas, including politics and security, economy and economic cooperation, people-to-people exchanges, and academia. In particular, India and Kyoto have long-standing ties. from India are used in the decoration of the Yamahoko floats at the Gion traditional festival that has been held in Kyoto for more than 1,000 years. In the field of traditional industries, businesses in Kyoto traditional craft of Kyoyuzen are also taking up the challenge of making saris, India's national costume. In January this year, the Embassy, Kyoto Prefecture, and the Kyoto Crafts and Dyeing Association jointly organized an exhibition and a fashion show of Kyoyuzen saris at this embassy. And today, there are exhibitions at Hawaii, and I hope you can enjoy. Kyoto has a history of more than 1,200 years as the capital of Japan and is not only the center of Japanese culture, but is also one of the most advanced technology intensive areas in Japan, where many academic research institutions, universities, and world leading companies are located. Taking advantage of these strengths, Kyoto Prefecture has set themes that are attracting attention from around the world and is working on the formation of an industrial creation leading zone that will simultaneously develop an industrial base and international open innovation. Some of the themes are highly compatible with India, such as silk textiles, decarbonization, and cross media. And we hope to develop open innovation between India and Kyoto on these industrial fields and create the industries that will lead the next generation. India has a very complex and rich history and has achieved remarkable economic growth in recent years. And we believe that India is a country that is attracting attention from around the world in various aspects, including its economy and the culture. I sincerely hope that this Kyoto Day will be an opportunity for India and Kyoto to further promote exchange and develop together. Many people from Japan and abroad are attending today. I hope that you will also visit Kyoto and enjoy the shrines and temples, world-class culture of Kyoto, ancient cityscape, and Kyoto. In conclusion, I wish for the further development, friendly relations between India and Kyoto, and sincerely hope for the health and the happiness of all those present here today. Thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you, Excellency. Now, may I request His Excellency Mr. Ishida Munehisa, Honorable Chairman of Kyoto Prefecture Assembly, to make remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Munehisa Ishida, Chairman of the Kyoto Prefectural Assembly. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Ambassador George Sibi and everyone involved for making this Kyoto Day a great success. It has just been 10 years since the relationship between India and Japan was upgraded to a special strategic global partnership. I believe that the relationship between our two countries has become stronger through our efforts in areas of security, economy, science and technologies, and people-to-people exchanges. In particular, in relationship with Kyoto Prefecture, the Kyoyuzen sari was produced with the traditional craft of Kyoyuzen for the sari. the historical national costume of India. This is a symbol of the fusion of cultures and have long been formed in both regions and the creation of new values, and we hope that the mutual respect for each other culture will continue to promote research exchanges. Kyoto Prefecture is one of the world's leading tourist cities, attracting visitors from all over the world with its historical momentum, such as temples, shrines, and Buddhist temples, as well as its unique culture and nurtured over its long history. The southern part of the prefecture is home of one of Japan's leading academic and research cities, making it the major industrial attraction. On the other hand, India is a country with the world's largest population and high potential for continued economic growth. Many Japanese companies have already established operations in India. In recent years, major financial institutions have been actively investing in Indian companies. In conclusion, I would like to conclude my remarks by wishing all those present here today have good health and happiness as India and Kyoto deepen their mutual understanding in various fields, including culture and economy, to promote exchanges and develop friendly relations. Thank you again for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today, we are honored to welcome the presence of distinguished Diet member, Her Excellency Ms. Horiba Sachiko, a member of the House of Representatives. Thank you, Excellency, for attending today's event. Now, may I request Mr. Nakajo Kazuya, the Executive Vice President of JETRO, to make remarks.
Shibi George and also the Kyoto Prefecture Governor Nishiwaki, Ms. Nishiwaki, and Mr. Ishida, the Kyoto Assembly, and also Horiba Sachiko-sama, and also the Council of Japan. Thank you very much for coming. I'm Nakajo from JETRO, and I would like to make some remarks from my side. So, as you all may know, the economic is very large and also it's well attentioned. So to be specific, in 2023, the growth rate was actually close to 8%, and also the IMS, the number as well, is the next 2 years. It's going to be 6% to 7% of the expectations, and in the near future, it's going to become more than Japan's scale, and also the GDP doesn't really make any the image of everyone of the scale of the economic, but so the middle class is quite large, and that is actually paying a lot of attention, and also the income annually is a $12 million, which is Japan 2.5 million or more than that. So in 2020, so the 10% of the population was account for, and also the rich layer was 5 or 6 million scale, and it was 1.4% in 2020, and also by the time of 2030, so this the upper layer or the middle layers, so they are they're supporting the economy. So and on top of that, so it's going to be 40% for those layers. So the research from the Europe Research Institute, and also the rich layers. It's going to be 10.8%, and the rich is layer is going to be like it's going to exceeding the annual salary of Japan. And 40% of the population, and around 600 million of population will be the middle or above, and also the rich layers of 1.4 billion. So it's actually like 150 million. So that is exceeding Japan. So that is the demographic that we would expect, which is quite a large market. And Japan's companies, so we have a lot of expectation to the Indian market, and also there are a lot of companies in that market, and also we have a lot of the inquiries from a lot of organizations. So they are actually asking for the journey to the India. And also for the last 1 or 2 years, there are a lot of expansion potentials requests from the companies of Japan, and so they are tapping into the India market and new potential. I think we can feel the new tide towards the Indian market. And with regards to Kyoto, of course, Omron or the Shimazu Nidec, so they are representing in Kyoto, and there's a big players, and also they participating to the Indian market as well. And we have more and more companies for for participation in India, and also special initiative. Uh, so as mentioned from the governor, so Kyo Yuzen Sari prototype, and also there are a lot of great initiatives working together. And traditionally, Kyoto's Gion Festival, Yamahoko. So this is actually two carpets are used for from the India, and the India and Kyoto has been working together from the long history, and that is our the relationship between both of us. And other than that, uh, and also we have special relationship in the other areas as well, Garanashi, and so the clean to in order for us to the change the environment, we have a lot of initiative to leverage some of the capabilities of Kyoto, and also Kyoto is actually contributing to the improvement of the economic situation in India as well. And also another characteristics of the India, like startups or like younger entrepreneurs are participating in the society, and it's more a lot of unicorns are generated, and they're working on the new areas, and so there are good ecosystem that they are trying to complete, and also Japan is and also struggling to do that as well. And so we have the 10-year of the startup plan, and also using Kyoto's capability to achieve that as well. And also, so right now I'm in charge of innovation or the startup. So Kyoto is is in the technology area also catching attention as well. So the overseas entrepreneur actually come to Kyoto to see the innovations, and also in this area. So Indo and India and Kyoto can work together. There are the potential collaboration between both prefectures and the country. So we'd like to seek for that as well. And I myself, I have the office in Kyoto, which was 2015, which is 10 years ago. And in India, we have five different offices in Indo, 5 regions. And we talked about this with the and also and also we had a lot of support on establishing the Bengal office, and also we worked together to work towards to generate the business and also support multiple areas, and we want to support on that. And also we have Murakami from Kyoto office. So if there's something that you want to ask, please ask him for any questions. And so Indo and Japan relationship and the Indo-Kyoto relationship, we would like to have more and more prosperous. And also I'd like to end my remark.
Thank you, sir. Next, may I request Ms. Gitanjali Vikram Kiruroscar, co-chair of CII Council on Japan, to make remarks.
Namaskara and Konnichiwa. His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, Ambassador of India to Japan, His Excellency Mr. Takatoshi Nishiwaki-san, Governor Kyoto Prefecture, whom I happen to have met in the last 2 days at STS Forum, His Excellency Mr. Ishida-san, Speaker Kyoto Prefecture Assembly, members of the Parliament from Kyoto Prefecture, Mr. Nakajo, Executive Vice President, JETRO, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and leaders of Indian and Japanese industry. On behalf of the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, I extend a warm welcome to all senior industry leaders at the India-Japan Partnership with a focus on Kyoto Prefecture. Today's gatherings signifies a crucial step towards building the partnership between India and Kyoto Prefecture. Over the decades, I have interacted very closely with the Japanese, both in business with over 7 joint ventures, at a personal and at a cultural level. Visited Japan several times. I believe India and Japan as societies have a lot in common with differences that are synergistic. The relationship between India and Japan has been historically strong. Indian industry continues to have a robust engagement with Japan, helping it flourish through its investment and high-skilled manpower. Education, innovation, R&D, entrepreneurship are the building blocks of this great partnership. The last few years have seen an impressive expansion and deepening of India's special strategic and global partnership with Japan. Cooperation in strategic areas have expanded with enhanced joint exercises, R&D cooperation in defense, security, cooperation in peaceful uses of nuclear energy, and cooperation in outer space. I'm happy to mention that I have just come in from Kyoto, yesterday in fact on the Shinkan, on your bullet train. I was visiting to participate in the STS Forum 2024 at their 21st annual meeting. I was also a speaker there. I was very impressed and very inspired by Kyoto's rich millennia-old cultural heritage and the immense natural beauty of its surroundings, and I could even go for a 1-hour hike. I'm also happy to note that some of the major companies which are present in Kyoto Kansai region are also present in India, like Nidec Corporation, Kyocera Corporation, Omron Corporation, etc. Distinguished guests, I would like to highlight that the Confederation of the Indian Industry, CII, has played a very important role in strengthening the India-Japan economic partnership, actively engaging with government officials and business leaders from both nations. Through initiatives like joint CEO interactions, multi-sectoral delegation visits, and meetings, CII has fostered dialogue, identified key areas for collaboration, and advocated for policy changes conducive to bilateral trade and investment. Across the years, CII has forged multi-pronged partnerships with leading industry bodies in Japan, entered into MOU with 11 organizations, including Kudanminami, JETRO, JCCII, Sasakawa Peace Foundation, and JICA, amongst others. In Osaka, we have an active MOU partner, that is Kankenin, and Osaka Chamber of Commerce, with whom we work very closely. Our partnership is more than 2 decades old, and CII will be very happy to explore a suitable partner, if any, at Kyoto as well. We are also actively partnered with Japan in manufacturing excellence, skill development, and business delegations. Japan is regarded as a key partner in India's economic transformation. In the recent past, the India-Japan relationship has transformed to a partnership of great substance and purpose. Japan's interest in India is increasing due to a variety of reasons, including India's large and growing market, its resources, especially the human resource. Japan's bilateral trade with India totaled US $22.85 billion in FY 23-24. Exports from Japan to India during this period were US dollars 17.69 billion and imports were US dollars 5.15 billion. Japan stands today as the fifth largest investor in India, and Japanese companies have created an enviable position for themselves in Indian markets with high brand recall value across many consumer segments. This is reaping rich dividends for both countries. Our economies are complementary, and there is therefore a huge scope to develop a supply chain linkage between Indian and Japanese companies. India's robust and diversified manufacturing base, poised to reach US $1 trillion by 25-26, coupled with your technological prowess, presents a powerful formula for shared economic success. Let me quickly come to some specific suggestions on behalf of the Confederation of Indian Industry for further boosting and growing our economic relationship. First, we believe, very important, that mobility of workers will be a core area of cooperation. Shared human resources. India has a large pool of skilled manpower, many of whom are willing to work in Japan if provided with a little enabling environment. Skill development cooperation can be greatly expanded in new areas such as manufacturing, healthcare, hospitality, tourism, and some others. With training of the skilled Indian workforce in what I call immersive Japanese language education, very, very importantly, training in the soft skills required to live and work in Japan, and understanding of the Japanese work culture. Such efforts are already underway and successful with many Japanese companies and joint ventures. Further, the India-Japan skill agreements should embrace new sectors to meet gaps in Japan that can be filled by India. CII would also like to work with a Japanese organization to develop specific skills for Japanese industry needs such as care economy, tourism, etc. Second, we can identify platforms through which micro, small, and medium enterprises of India and Kyoto Prefecture can be assisted to identify and exchange latest technologies, management expertise, product development, and technology applications for product development. Third, there are a lot of collaborative opportunities in India's Northeast region. These include capacity building initiatives for urban planners and collaboration in agribusiness, including technology transfer and value addition, which can enhance productivity and promote agribusiness in the region. Further, Japan's expertise could aid in establishing food processing parks, employing a hub and spoke supply chain model. Fourth, it is imperative to prioritize startup collaborations and SMEs. I'm personally working with JETRO very actively on bringing in startups to India. For example, India is the third largest startup hub in the world with 100,000 registered startups or more. An ecosystem for startups in advanced manufacturing, including incubators, engineering institutes, venture funds, and so on, can support their rapid growth in both countries. I have just a few more suggestions where companies, and this is on behalf of CII, from Kyoto and Kansai region can partner CII. CII can facilitate networks for co-investments in renewable energy projects, green hydrogen production, EV charging infrastructure development. CII's Center of Excellence in Sustainable Development can develop joint projects for companies of both countries to work on. CII, through its Green Business Center, has facilitated over 11 billion square feet of green building space, and we see a great interest amongst Indian businesses in sustainable action. India and Japan together can drive a closer partnerships in green buildings and sustainability parameters, including India and Kyoto Prefecture in particular. I have strongly believed that strengthening the softer aspects of the India-Japan partnership will synergize with boosting economic technological partnerships on understanding each other's work culture and making the differences work, in my experience, there are 4 guiding principles I find that are very important if we are to work and grow business with Japan. One is always to build trust with the Japanese. Second is to institutionalize respect. Third is humility. And last, when you work with Japan, patience. Indeed, the India-Japan partnership holds immense potential. By working through open dialogue and identifying concrete collaboration areas, we can achieve the very stiff 5 trillion yen target and unlock a new era of economic growth and prosperity for both countries. The world is changing, and mutually beneficial opportunities for an India-Japan partnership, for the India-Kyoto Prefecture partnership are many. I hope today's session will devise strategies, build on our synergies and our power in the region together. There was a chat GPT created haiku that I want to read out and end my talk. Blossoms of the breeze, India and Japan embrace cultural heartbeats. Trade winds from the east, India and Japan unite, economic feast. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Domo arigato. Thank you very much, especially to His Excellency Mr. C.B. George, for inviting me here on behalf of CII. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we would like to screen the promotion movie of Kyoto Prefecture. Please enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now start the second session of today's event. The speakers will be presenting on business and tourism opportunities in Kyoto and India. We will invite guest speakers from the Kyoto side for the first part, while the second part will be virtual presentations conducted by the Indian side online. First, may I request our first speaker, Mr. Takehana Susumi, the president of Kyoto Central Association, onto the stage.
皆さん、こんにちは。竹花進でございます。京都工芸船商協同組合の理事長を務めさせていただいております。私ども、京都工芸船商協同組合は、京友禅、特に女性の着物に携わる
is especially associated with the traditional craft. And as mentioned, this is introduced. Our Kyoto Yuzen series are created by the members of the Kyoto Cooperative Association of Kogen Sensho. So this is started from the common and also the drawing inspiration from the similarities between the kimono, which is made from single piece of cloth, and the Indian traditional garment, the sari, which is made from the single piece of cloth. Kyoto Yuzen is fashioned from tango silk fabric. And as you can see, this is the representative of the Kyoto Yuzen. And the Kyoto Yuzen is a beautiful and a versatile dyeing technique that has been passed down from centuries. It was established by Kyoto-based painter Miyazaki Yuzenzai through his painting efforts. And this is the Kyoryuzen, which is a representative of Japan's kimono, and have a lot of talents. And this is a very beautiful. And it has 1,000 year of the history. And this Kyoryuzen's patterns, this design, we have multiple motifs. So it's categorized in two. One is the patterns, and another one is the sketch. Also, what you saw just before is the Kyoto's silk went through the Silk Road and came to Japan. That was the pattern from then. And also, what you're seeing right now is the Maple Road from Canada. So that was the motif of this sketch, and this is the design. And also, the white silk is the baseline of this campus, and also the freehand painted. And in Kyoto Yuzen, we have multiple ways of express, as you are seeing right now. As I said, so this is freehand, made by freehand by the professional. And there is a Kyoto Yuzen saris competition, and this is our first year to hold this. We had a lot of applicants from India as well. 245 designs that we had as application, and also we selected the excellent ones for 3-1, and also we have the support from Indian Embassy for the judgment. And we prepared these excellent 3 works at the venue, so you can take a look at them. And as you see, these are the top 3, and also the special excellent works. And also for the top 3, this is the Olympic year, so the gold prize or the silver prize that we have as a prize, and also. And this is a Kyoto Yuzen that painted, dyed based on that, and also that is going to be exhibit in the Shibuya Hikari area, which is starting from December 6th through 8th. If you are interested, please take a look at them and participate in this exhibition. Thank you very much.
Hello. I thank you very much for giving me this great opportunity. Thank you very much. I'm director of Kyoto Shisaku Net. I'm Sasaki. Nice to see you all. And in Kyoto Shisaku Net is to make a trial in Kyoto that will go beyond manufacturing, traditional manufacturing. What we do at the Kyoto Shisaku Net is that 23 years ago, this team was established. When we think about what is going to come in the future, manufacturing is going to be carried out not only in Japan but in the world. But there was a sense of crisis because when you think about mass production, there will be more produced in other places than Japan, and R&D will be remaining in Japan. That is what we want you to help. That's why Shisaku or prototyping is what we are focusing on, so that we can create from 0 to 1. And at the beginning, what we started was, first of all, we got the drawing from customer and we can make it something tangible. That is what we started. Next, please. And the customer's needs were diversified. And before drawing is made, concept of a product and design are the areas where we were asked to help. So before drawing was made, we are also helping with the customers. And recently, manufacturing customers are the ones we help. In addition to that, service delivery customers are the ones we offer hardware, prototyping, and also startup is another company we help. And we are contributing to startup companies in terms of prototyping. And from 2023, in terms of the number of queries, it exceeds 10,000, and also 7.7 billion yen is what we have achieved as sales. Those are the examples of what we prototyped. If you refer to the one in the middle in green, this is metalworking. We can work fine materials, and in terms of prototyping, dye has been used traditionally, but this has been a bottleneck, so it's not necessary to invest in dye. So more variation can be adopted so that it will be easier for manufacturers to do prototyping. As shown in red framework, we will deliver a single product that is very close to finished goods. The one at the third at the top, you can see harmonica warmer. There was an issue that our musical instrument didn't work because of a temperature difference. And from outside, this was solved, and this harmonica was warmed so that you can have a good tone. And there was a word of mouth, and many people are using this in red. And also for the blue one, if you refer to the one at the top, this is the heart of people, and there is a reproduction of inside, not only about the outside. So this is a model with which a physician can practice before an operation for a patient with a cardiac disease. When it comes to heart, you have to open chest and stop the movement of a heart to conduct an operation. And physicians didn't know what approach they should take, but it takes only for 2 hours that they can stop heart. So it was very difficult. But using this model, they can practice prior to operation, and this contributes to improving success rate. And this is shown what we made during COVID. A major supermarket has this sterilization apparatus for shopping basket. So supermarket staff members had to wipe off shopping basket with alcohol, which was tough, but customers didn't understand if they were sterilizing baskets. But box type apparatus was installed, and customers and also supermarket staff members were able to lower their work. And it has to be delivered fast. And within 4 months, we made the first prototype after we received the request. The one on the right, you can see simplified consulting room. And at the bottom right, you can see high efficiency medical mask. And those are the designs we were in charge of. And this shows about our exhibition at the CES, Consumer Electronics in Las Vegas in the US in January. We exhibited our products and we had an opportunity to communicate with many customers and prospects. And what we proposed at that time is shown here. This is exhaust that is released from a factory is discharged. But what we proposed is that the heat released from a factory can be converted into power. So we are trying to satisfy customers' needs. So we are proposing a sustainable society. This was one of the exhibits we had. Taking this opportunity, we received queries from this opportunity. This is about prototype examples from the request by Indian market. The one on the left shows a smart supermarket cart with an anti-theft device. This is, if you put products in the cart, they can be automatically read and also they were sorted. The shutter will be automatically stopped, closed. And the one on the right is for dairy farmers. After milking, they bring to a center and they want you to check milk constituent, which is taking so much time. But dairy farmers, some hundreds of farmers have to be in a queue for their analysis of a milk constituent in the morning. That's why we got the request to analyze milk constituent more quickly. And our mission is to provide prototype services around the world. The world means various countries such as India, and also this includes untapped areas where we have never helped. In order to satisfy the needs, we would like to challenge various prototyping initiatives. And what we think about services delivery, we want to offer the best possible quality. And if you are asked to ask which physician you want to ask for operation, some people may say a new corner, but the majority of the people may ask for an expert, the one in the middle. And when it comes to our prototyping is the moment to create one from zero in the context of business that will stake the company life. And we think that each one of the prototype is very important. And the theme is to come up with the best possible quality of the prototype with the companies we work with. And our vision is to make Kyoto a major accumulation center for prototype production. And we want to challenge continuously, and we like to work with the people who want to spawn something that does not exist now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, may I invite Mr. Kasahara Kazushi, the counselor in the Industry Promotion Division of Kyoto Prefecture Government, for his presentation.
Thank you very much for your time, everyone. I am Kasahara from Kyoto Promotion Division Department. And as mentioned, so I'd like to talk about the Uzumasa Media Park project. Uzumasa Media Park is in the Uzumasa area. Creators will be gathered and generate the new contents. That's what we are targeting. So first of all, Kyoto is, as you all may know, so there's a natural and also rich natural and also the historical buildings, and also we have a lot of filming and also the productions are happening here. And also the Kyoto, which has a lot of attractions. So the Uzumasa area, which is the northern area, so it's very famous for the film. So right now we have the film existing from the film studio, and we have Shochiku as well, and in Toei, so which is the center of the filming, and also the Sanada Hiroyuki, who is the actor who won the prize the other day. He is in the part of the samurai drama filming. And as you can see in the Kyoto, so with the techniques, and also in order for us to take over this initiative, we have a lot of projects. To be specific, we want to hold the campaigns for the hubs of the film directors, and also training for the younger filmmakers, and also the virtual production that we want to develop as well. And also Shogun number 8 director is, as I mentioned, so it's from the workshop, and also from the competition. So we will be, and so that is going to be the Tokyo the movie show. So all the talents are leading to the potentials. And as I mentioned, so I talked about the Uzumasa. So not just the movies, but in anime games, we have a Nintendo or other big players as to create the contents, and also we had the workshop, and also to generate the animators, and also we have the largest indie game event in Japan. So we had the Bit Summit. So we have we created the hub for the game creators to connect together. And the Bit Summit back in 2013, we started from 200, but after 10 years, it's more than 30,000 visitors scale. So we have the great hub to have the connection of each creators. And so the anime game and also the content. So we are leveraging to the 3Ds and as well, and also like a Super Mario. So that is in the production in the movies as well. So we have a lot of contents, and in Kyoto we call this cross media, and this cross media is we want to leverage this cross media and in the contents. So we want to leverage the cross media and the AI to use the latest technology to create the new contents. And this is the Uzumasa Media Park. So cross media and the using the advanced technologies to leverage for the education, manufacturing, medical, tourism. We want to generate the open innovation, and we want to be the hub of that. And we want to have the collaboration, and also we want to do the prototypes or the demonstrations. So I would like to introduce some of the co-creation projects. I want to talk about two use cases. So first of all, to create the video production, so using the LED virtual production. So Toei, Shochiku, or Kyoto prefectures, and also we collaborate with the related companies, and also with the OpenSat 3D scanning, and use the digital data and using the computer background. And this technology is leveraged in the TV station as well. So they're using for the filming of the samurai-related movies. And the second one is about the AI conversation avatar generation. So this is so we have a lot of expectation on this area. And the metaverse space that we want to raise the productivity, and also we want to create the automated avatar generation. So it's like people sending out. So we are targeting to dispatch people in this virtual situation. And through these collaborations, we continuously generate the new contents. Then we need to have the matching with the new creators. In order for us to achieve that in Kyoto Prefecture, we want to pursue for the new creators, and we have the Uzumasa Ninja pitch. So using the companies like Shochiku or and also we are doing the collaboration with other parties, and also we had the application of the 52, and also we from the finalists the automation platform of the AI-based cartoon and NFT technologies were there. And in the Grand Prix, so we had an entertainment facility that offers Zen and tea ceremony experiences in outer space. So we'd like to leverage this occasion to further commercialize. On top of that, so our projects open innovation to lead the world. We are expecting to have this deployment in the global area. So this is called the Kyoto and Georgia, the future of film industry in two major film cities. So we will be holding the event we held, and also we had the collaboration with two, and also there's we talked about the potential of the joint creation, and also we had a lot of communication of the creators, and we would like to have this continuously. So as I explained, so in Kyoto Uzumasa area is a city where creators gather from all over the world, giving rise to new contents. And so collaboration of film and virtual content industry in Kyoto Uzumasa. We would like to be a hub of the cross media, and also we would like to leverage the advanced technology to generate the contents innovation. And lastly, this background of this slide, Toei, we have the approval from the Shojiku and Toei, and also Samurai's battle scene. And thank you for all the stakeholders, and we have participants from the stakeholders from Shochiku or Toei as well. So we'd like to have the exchange from later in the networking session. And thank you very much for this presentation time. And I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, moving forward with our today's event. Next, we will have virtual presentations conducted by our guest speakers in India. May I request Ms. Shruti Rajkumar, Vice President and Head of India Hub, Invest India to start your presentation. Should I present?
Hi, I am here already, and Shruti is also here. So,
Nice to meet you.
Shruti, you want to take over and present your?
Shall I present? I was told to wait also. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I hope it's visible to all. Good evening. Thank you so much for this opportunity to really take you through what we are doing at India to really support foreign filmmakers who would love to come and film in India. I head what's called the Film Facilitation Office. We are a desk under the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. We work very closely, and we were set up under the National Film Development Corporation of India, and we work very closely with Invest India as well, with a view to really promote India as a global destination for filmmaking and to facilitate the entire process to filmmakers who are looking at India as a possible shooting location. A big part of what we do, of course, is also managing the incentive scheme. So 3 huge pillars of the Film Facilitation Office is facilitating permissions and any other requirement a foreign filmmaker might have, incentive management and dispersal, and really promoting the incentives to make sure that more filmmakers are aware of it, and generally to just take them through the ease of application. So our incentives are broadly broken up into 2 parts. One is incentives for foreign film production and official co-productions. When it's a foreign film production, I will take you through the process. It's a 4-step process, very simple, but we have to start with the basics of what are the kinds of formats that are eligible for the incentives. So feature films, commercial TV shows and series, web shows and animation series, and documentaries, all 4 are eligible. When it comes to feature films, commercial TV shows, and web series, the application comes through the Film Facilitation Office, so I will process it. And the permitting authority for the same is the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Whereas when it comes to documentaries, the permitting authority would be the Ministry of External Affairs, and the filmmaker would have to go to the nearest Indian mission to get their permissions. Now diving straight into the foreign film productions. In terms of incentives, what a foreign filmmaker can get back is a maximum of $3.6 million per project, for which they need to spend a minimum of 30 million Indian rupees in India. And the 40% is split up into 30%, which is on the qualifying production expenditure. There's 5% if you hire more than 15% Indian labor. And then there's an additional 5% for what we call significant Indian content. Without getting into too much details, how we define significant Indian content is if the filmmaker feels that this is a piece of content that really shows the beauty of India. It could be maybe some of the creative talents or India's tourist destinations, then you can get that additional 5% as well. This I feel would be definitely of interest for a lot of content creators in Japan and all over, is when it comes to animation, post-production, for both services and co-production, we do have incentives available for the filmmakers. Now, when it comes to a pure play service project, so the application comes through the Indian service provider. A minimum qualifying production expenditure needs to be at 10 million, which is not a lot when it comes to an animation project.
and the Indian foreign filmmaker can get back up to $3.6 million per project. So it's 30 plus 5 for what we call the significant Indian content. Now, the application process is actually very simple, and this is something that we spent a lot of time to make sure that it was an easy process. It's just 4 steps. You put in your application for interim approval. Once that is done, it takes us 21 working days to get that processed. And once that application is done, you finish your project. Within 90 days, you give us your bills. And within 60 to 90 days, we make sure that you get your entire money back. And this is something that we're very proud of, is our timelines. We're one of the fastest in terms of applications. Now, diving straight into co-productions, we don't have an official co-production yet with Japan. It's something that we're hoping to have a good news on very soon. It's something that we're hoping for, but we do have official co-production treaties with 16 of the countries, and there are certain countries which allow for, have 3 countries, for instance, partner on a project. So typically what happens, the benefits really in an official co-production is the fact that you really can use, the cultural benefits of both countries. You're dipping into finances that are available in both countries. It becomes a national film in both countries. So a lot of benefits for the filmmaker to avail of when it comes to an official co-production. And how we define an official co-production is when both countries have a treaty available and it goes via the treaty. Both countries reach out to their respective partners, and that through this official channels, when it goes through, there's a co-production certificate involved. That's how we call it. So it's a simple application process, remains the same. 3 steps and you're through. And once you're done, again, all of the highlights of what our incentives stand for remain the same. It's still $3.6 million per project. The biggest benefit here for any filmmaker is that they can get a disbursal before their project is complete, which they can pump right straight back into their project, which definitely eases some of that financial burden. So broadly, this is what our incentive policy looks like. If any of filmmaker that are have any questions or would like to know the guidelines better, we would love to plan a session. Our email ID is here. We'd love to hear more from filmmakers. They understand what's the kind of projects and stories they're looking at. And we have some wonderful markets, co-production markets and film festivals that are coming up in November. IFFI and Film Bazaar, which is where we look for stories to say together, like we were talking about how our cultural nuances and family values are so similar. There is, if anything that Cannes has taught us this year is that co-productions is the way to go. There are some wonderful stories to be told. In fact, All We Imagine Is Life, which was a project which is won the 2nd highest honor at Cannes, is an official co-production that was facilitated by the Film Facilitation Office desk. So we'd love to, have more producers come to India and Japan and perhaps explore some wonderful stories to tell. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm just sharing. Can all of you see the deck? You can see the deck? Okay. Great. Should I get started?
Next, we will have a virtual presentation by Ms. Sunita Mohanty, Senior Vice President of Invest India. It's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was just checking if you're able to see the presentation. I have shared it. Not yet visible? Okay, just give me a second. Arnab, I'm having some issues here. By any chance, would you be able to just... Yeah, thank you. Great. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and a huge appreciation to our Indian Embassy in Tokyo and the Kyoto Prefectural government for the opportunity to talk about the new order in India. So moving on to the next slide. So I just wanted to give a sense of where India is right now. We've done a lot of development around attracting investment, as a result of which, if you look at India today, it offers a very stable long-term growth opportunity for investors in India. We are one of the fastest growing large economy at clocking almost 7+% GDP growth. Our inflations are under control, and our external debt ratio is at an all-time low of 18%, which is really healthy. If you look at the right side of the deck, you will see that we do not end with the performance that we've already set for this year. We are also looking at targets for 2023 to actually get to become the third largest economy and to build our exports to 2 trillion. Just to give a little bit of context in terms of the developments that have happened through a lot of production-linked incentives that have come to have been granted to investors in the country, as a result of which we have seen that in the last 2 years, our consumer hardware export has gone up because of the immense manufacturing that's happening in the region. Our telecom equipment exports have also gone up. And just in terms of smartphones, we are doing about 15.6 billion this year exports, which has become 5 times since 2021, moved from 3.1 billion to a 15.6 billion. So that's the kind of progression we have shown in the economy, thanks to the injection of incentives and a lot of successful partnership with foreign investors who have come to India. That said, looking at many of our economic parameters, we've also done very well in terms of our exchange rate volatility. Today, the exchange rate volatility is at 0.6, which is probably one of the most stable that we have seen. And in terms of the remittance recipient, India is receiving about 120 billion remittance every year, which is phenomenal growth in terms of both FPI, FDI, and remittances flowing into the country. If you look at the right side, the small blocks, these are some of the sectors that with maximum growth and maximum return. And a lot of investors are investing in the electronic, semiconductor, green energy, pharma, and textile and food processing are marked in orange. They primarily are sectors where a lot of employment opportunities are existing in India, and these are also large employment focused sectors. And hence, the government of India and Invest India is also spending a lot of time facilitating investments into these 9 priority sectors. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah. So we often talk about India's competitiveness in the larger world order. And if you look at the labor force, both in terms of availability, where you see we are much higher than other markets, probably competing with China. But in terms of the overall cost, in terms of innovation, performance, etc., we are either really outperforming or are in the green, which shows that India, in addition to our economic performance, is also doing well on other parameters. We've also calculated some expected returns across sectors, which is a combination of what we have seen investors coming into India and the kind of returns they've seen. We've seen about 8 to 10% returns that investors are seeing in healthcare, consumer goods, and real estate, 10 to 12% in financial services, education, and logistics, and about 12 to 18% in renewable energy, private equity, and technology. The right side of the presentation shows about where our clusters are. We've obviously, due to the lack of space, not marked all the clusters, but electronic semiconductor, which is a large manufacturing impetus that have been provided in India, is primarily in the south and in the west. We have auto, EV, and energy, where a large part of our Japanese investors are also there, as well as textiles, which are again marked in different areas. So when an investor is looking at India, India being a large country offers various different sector-wise ecosystem that we are happy to map companies to, so that they can not only come and easily establish themselves, but also take advantage of the broader supply chain that is available in the country. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah. So these are some of the budgetary boosts that the government of India has given. These are incentives, some of which have landed, but if you look at just the focus, when FDIs became critical to India spent effort on a couple of things. One is building strong infrastructure focus, which is really connecting the logistics hub all across India, making sure the port, airport infrastructure grows. And we also have industrial smart cities, which are plug and play infrastructure, where an investor can come and start off by just embedding themselves. Outside of that, we've also simplified the business environment. We've also spend a lot of effort and investment in skill development, and the PLIs and subsidies have just been impetus to bring all of this together. We've received about 70 billion investment last year, and looking at clocking about $1 trillion this year. In context of this, I also wanted to make a reference to a 2023 survey that JETRO did on many of the Japanese companies on what their future expansion plan looks like. And about 76% of the respondents said that they would look at India for their expansion plan. The next best was 56% respondents that put Vietnam and other ASEAN markets in their list. So that shows the kind of confidence that Japanese investors have shown in India. Moving on to the next slide, please. Yeah. So India and Japan, like I mentioned, both in terms of the confidence of Japanese investors here, continues to really be a destination for many Japanese investors. We also have areas dedicated to Japanese investors who come together and establish organizations with their supply chain. And this enables also better facilities and infrastructure for Japanese professionals who want to come to India and set up these companies. On the right side, the pie chart shows some of the spread across the different sectors. Automobile, because of their exposure to Japanese exposure to India, has been a sector that has seen a lot of investment for many years. But outside of that, we are seeing a lot of investment in pharmaceuticals, electronics now, in specialty chemicals, telecom, etc. On the bottommost part, we have actually put in some focus sectors. We did a SWOT analysis of Japan versus India, and we believe that these are some of the sectors where India and Japan partnership could go a long way. Next slide, please. So this is the Japan Industrial Township. There are 11 dedicated townships across 8 states, and these have about 116 companies. Some of the larger ones are mapped here. But that said, on a daily basis, we are working with companies in Japan and enabling and handholding them in their journey to India. Can you move to the next slide, please? Yeah. So we just wanted to showcase the survey of Japanese companies that was done in 2023. A lot of companies that are looking to expand in the next 2 to 3 years. You've seen, I mentioned the statistics, 76% said they are looking at India as compared to other markets. And outside of that, I think a lot of the companies that are already established here are looking at expanding and also bringing in a lot of their broader supply chain ecosystem into India. Moving to the next slide. Yeah. Now, just in terms of our partnership with Kyoto, I think the prefecture brings a lot of craftsmanship, which I think is valuable, given that India has a large skilled workforce that will benefit from learning about and building that competency that Kyoto has to offer, as well as kind of grow our low cost manufacturing scale. India is not only a large consumption market now, but also a market from where we are looking at exporting in medical, life sciences, textiles. There are also ceramics, and all of these are partnerships that Kyoto and India would benefit. Outside of that, Shruti just mentioned about filmmaking technology. We are seeing a renewed interest in partnership on filmmaking from many markets, both in Asia Pacific as well as Europe. And lastly, in terms of tourism and cultural exchange, a large part of the Indian diaspora likes to travel across Japan, and we are also seeing a renewed interest of Indians traveling to Japan and vice versa. And we are hoping that through a distinctive cultural exchange between Kyoto and India, we can also build cultural and natural tourism exchange and build programs that boost tourism. Tourism also for India is a large focus in the next couple of years. Yeah. Now moving on to the sectorial slides, please. Yeah. We wanted to spend a little bit of time on two sectors. Yeah, can you move to the next slide, please? So we're talking about tourism. If you look at tourism in India from 2022, tourism has grown 7x. There is also 100%. We've made some revisions in allowing 100% FDI through the automatic route, which means that investors from outside can come in and invest in development of hotels, resorts, large water park facilities, or anywhere where they see there is value add. There are also some large policy incentives that the government has provided. As of today, 50 destinations have been identified in India that can be developed as for tourism, and we are also enabling better visa facilities to ensure that there is also fast movement of people between countries, both for business as well as for medical tourism, which is largely popular in India. Outside of that, we've also mentioned some of the key companies that are in India and are also generating about close to 14 to 16% outcome or returns, and as a result of which we believe that tourism could be an area where India could partner very closely with Japan. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, this focuses on textiles and apparel. Now, textiles and apparel is critical to India, one, because of our historical expertise in the textile space, and secondly, also because it is a large employment generating sector. And we've also found pockets of India that have very strong expertise in specialized high quality textiles and byproducts like organic cotton. We've seen about close to 10 to 11% CAGR in the textiles market. The government of India has also built PM Mitra Park, which are dedicated textile parks, again, areas where a company can come and invest in and build their entire system, and they will have the larger supply chain right from fiber to the final end product for apparel manufacturing. Outside of that, there is also a lot of government incentives for R&D innovation, promotions, export promotions, skill development that we are working on. Technical textile, given a renewed interest on agri-tech, medical tech, sport tech, as well as non-leather footwear that is being manufactured, there's a lot of interest to build the technical textile market, including capital goods here. And outside of that, there are critical raw material where our import reliance was higher, but there are incentives to actually find alternatives to these raw materials, as well as reduce the imports of these raw materials and build that in-house. So these are the reasons why we would highly recommend that both textile apparel and tourism be considered as a good area of partnership between Kyoto and India. And we've already spoken about the film industry partnership that Shruti just covered. So thank you so much for your attention, and happy to take any questions.
Thank you, ma'am. Now with this, we conclude the presentation parts. We now want you to enjoy the beautiful cultures of both Kyoto and India. On this special occasion, we would like to present Rajasthani folk and semi-classical dance. Awat Rhythms presents a unique dance blend showcasing India's culture heritage in three segments. First, vibrant Bollywood. 2, traditional Rajasthani Ghumar. And 3, semi-classical Gujarat. I hope they're ready. Let's put our hands together to welcome our artists.
माथे साजे बोरनो राम आयल बाजनी चुड़लो चम चम चमके साहा खामे मेहंदी राचनी माथे साजे बोरनो राम आयल बाजनी चुड़लो चम चम चमके साहा खामे मेहंदी राचनी ओढ़ के चूनर पचरंगी सज धज कर आई सा मारा साय बाजी मैं तो घूमर रम बाई सा मारा साय बाजी मैं तो घूमर रम बाई सा मारा साय बाजी मैं तो घूमर रम बाई सा मारा साय बाजी मैं तो घूमर रम बाई सा चूनरी मंगवाई पीपे रंग लाल चढ़वायो जी हाथारी महली में पिबजी थारो नाम रचायो जी चूनरी मंगवाई पीपे रंग लाल चढ़वायो जी हाथारी महली में पिबजी नाम थारो रचवायो जी तेरे काले रावण घड़ो सदाई सा मारा साहेबाजी मैं तो घूमर रबाई 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 सा पियाची ढोल नगाड़ा बाजे जी डोला नाचे ठाड़ा सागे घूम घूम के नाचे जी घूमर खानों में पियाची ढोल नगाड़ा बाजे जी डोला नाचे ठाड़ा सागे घूम घूम के नाचे जी धड़ कोट सो घूमर खाने धड़ धड़ पाई सा मारा साहेबाजी मैं तो घूमर रबाई सा मारा साहेबाजी मैं तो घूमर रबाई सा मारा साहेबाजी मैं तो घूमर रबाई सा मारा साहेबाजी मैं तो घूमर रबाई
चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा सोने जैसे बाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा सोने जैसे बाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल जिस रास्ते से तू गुजरे वो फूलों से भर जाए जिस रास्ते से तू गुजरे वो फूलों से भर जाए पैर की कोमल आहट सोते भाग जगाए जो पत्थर छूले गोरी तू वो हीरा बन जाए तो जिसको मिल जाए वो तो जिसको मिल जाए वो हो जाए माला माल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल जो बेरंग हो उस पर क्या क्या रंग जमाते लोग जो बेरंग हो उस पर क्या क्या रंग जमाते लोग तू नादान न जाने कैसे रूप चुराते लोग नजरें भर भर देखे तुझको आते जाते लोग छैल छबीली रानी थोड़ा छैल छबीली रानी थोड़ा घूंघट और निकाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल धन घटा कलियां और तारे सब हैं तेरे रूप धन घटा कलियां और तारे सब हैं तेरे रूप गजलें हो या गीत हो मेरे सब में तेरा रूप यूं ही चमकती रहे हमेशा तेरे हुस्न की धूप तुझे नजर ना लगे किसी की तुझे नजर ना लगे किसी की जिए हजारों साल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल चांदी जैसा रंग है तेरा सोने जैसे बाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल एक तू ही धनवान है गोरी बाकी सब कंगाल
Thank you very much for such beautiful performances. Thank you very much. Next, we would like everyone to get a glimpse of authentic Kyoto culture. While we set up a stage for a couple of minutes, please allow me to introduce some of the Kyoto culture. There are 5 Kagai geisha districts in Kyoto. First, Gion-kobu. 2, Miyagawa-cho. 3, Ponto-cho. 3. And then 4, Kamishichi-ken. And 5, Gion-higashi. The culture of Kaga is recognized by the city of Kyoto as intangible cultural asset. There are 158 geikos and 51 maikos in Kyoto now, preserving the Kagai culture. We have geikos and maikos who belong to Miyagawa-cho today with us. Today we have Fukunagi-san and Fukunaru-san, 2 maikos to perform dance, and Fukusono-san, a geisha to play a musical instrument called shamisen, Japanese guitar with 3 strings, and to sing. First piece that we'll perform today is called Hime Sanja. Hime in Japanese means princess. And in this particular piece today, it refers to ladies. Sanja means 3 shrines, namely Ise Shrine in Mie Prefecture, Kasugan Taisha in Nara Prefecture, and Iwashimizu Hachimangu Shrine in Kyoto. It became popular to visit these 3 shrines in the Edo period for about 400 years ago. In this piece, Maiko young girls dance with bells in their hands to depict the lively atmosphere of shrines. This piece is frequently presented by Maikos at divine ceremony of festive occasions. The second piece is called Gion Kouta. This piece shows the 4 seasons of Kyoto and sentiments of Maikos in every season. This is a must be performed piece in Kagai in Kyoto. Maiko is an apprentice of Geiko. The length of training is about 5 years from the age of 16 to 20. They will be recognized as professional Geiko once their performance skills improves. Kimonos and hair accessories worn by Maikos are all traditional craft of Kyoto, and they're all crafted by highly skilled craftsmen. The symbolic belt worn by Maikos called Darari no Obi. And other special feature of Maiko is that their iconic hairstyle is not a wig. It's made up with their own hair. Now, thank you very much for your kind patience. Please enjoy the dance performance by Miyagawa Kabukai. We're now cleaning up the stage. Once it's done, we're going to reopen the curtain for a group photo. Until then, please wait for a while. Now the curtain is reopened. I would like to request His Excellency Mr. C.B. George and His Excellency Mr. Nishiwaki Takatoshi, His Excellency Mr. Ishida Munehisa, His Excellency Mr. Honda Taro to come onto the stage for the group photo. Now I would like to invite all the performers to the stage for a group photo.
Some dancers can sit down in front of the They will sit there. Dancers performance can sit here with the post. So that the picture. One, two, three. One more turn. One, two, three. Come on. One, two, three.
Thank you very much, everyone, Excellencies. Now, with this, we would like to conclude our event. May I request Mr. Chandruappa, Consulate General of India in Osaka, Kobe, to make his vote of thanks.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to deliver this vote of thanks. Undoubtedly, this Kyoto Day at the Indian Embassy event is a major milestone that enhances the depth of friendship between India and Kyoto. I would like to express special gratitude to Ambassador C.B. George for his leadership and vision. This event is the brainchild of our ambassador and it has a great resonance and received well in all prefectures. I thank Honorable Governor Nishiwaki Takatoshi for his gracious presence and leading the Kyoto team. I also thank members of parliament representing Kyoto for taking the time out and attending this event today. Special appreciation to Speaker of Kyoto Legislative Assembly, Mr. Ishida Munehisa, businesses from Kyoto, representatives from chambers for their insights and strong commitment to this bilateral partnership. Your deliberations on Kyoto's industries and business opportunities have set the foundation for the future. Special appreciation to Invest India, Ms. Sunita Mohanty and Ms. Shruti Rajkumar for their captivating presentation. A special thanks to Ms. Geetanjali Vikram Kirloskar, Mr. Matsui Koji, and the distinguished speaker from India and Kyoto, whose presentations infused us with new ideas. As always, a great partner, Jetro. I thank Nakajo Kazuya-ji for his remarks and support. The cultural performances by the Geiko and Maiko performance have illustrated the spirit of Kyoto's traditions, and we are deeply thankful for their participation. I thank Rajasthani dance performers for their wonderful show as well. To all the participants, your enthusiasm will surely strengthen the bond between India and Kyoto. We look forward to continuing these engagements and exchanges in the days to come. Thank you once again. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you, sir. The embassy would like to express gratitude to all the distinguished guests and each and every one of you for joining this event. Thank you very much. We will have a networking session outside this auditorium. Kyoto Prefecture and the local companies have set up exhibition booth. Please do not forget to return the receiver at the reception. Thank you very much once again.